Welcome to one of the first barrel selects that we're going to be reviewing here for the Indiana Barrel Select Club. My name's Chris Wilkie. If you guys haven't met me before, I'm in the lovely town of Newcastle, and I've grown up in Indiana for most of my life, and I thoroughly enjoy drinking a good glass of bourbon. So what we're going to do tonight is, this is kind of the first on the Patreon site where we're going to be doing some reviews of barrel selects for the area. So my area is going to be mostly Indiana. You're going to find a few outside of that, but most of the stuff we're going to do is Indiana based. That being said, I want to make sure that I cover all the different liquor stores. So what are we drinking tonight? A good old Hugh Hamer. So if you're going to have this is from the West Fork Whiskey Distillery. They started off in downtown Indianapolis. They're actually up in Westfield as well now with a bigger facility. I'm getting ready to do a blog post over that, so keep an eye out there. But Hugh Hamer is their secondary barrel finished product. So Old Hamer is the one you're going to typically find on a store shelf. Hugh is going to be aged in some other type of barrel. So for this instance, we're looking at a cask strength barrel that's been double oaked. So this is 116.2 proof, which is 58.1% ABV. So a toasty one. It's a single barrel, but it's been finished in the double oaked, and it was bottled in June of 2022. So if you want to know a little about this, my wife actually got me this for Christmas. So I've drank with some friends, as you can tell, on Christmas Day, and I wanted to take some time to taste this. So where's it from? It's from Crown Liquors. She actually got this in the Hamilton Town Center area at the Crown Liquors on 69 and Campus Parkway. That's near the Fishers, Noblesville area. And they've had 222 bottles out of this. So let me read you what it says we should be tasting here, and I'll walk you through my tasting as well. So here comes the oak bomb. We transferred one of the finest barrels in the rack house to the fresh oak barrel to impart even more robust oak character. On the nose, charred oak and subtle cinnamon precedes oak, cherry, and spicy cinnamon on the palate. Pepper, leather, and pleasant dry oak round out this bold barrel-finished bourbon. Enjoy. It's distilled in Indiana, like I mentioned before. So, here's what we're going to do. When I do a tasting, we'll always smell it. We'll pour it in the glass. We will taste it. I will give an initial description. Then I'll go back and I'll taste again, because I think bourbon sometimes, especially one at our 58% alcohol, is going to burn my mouth. So I need to get a little bit more flavor there. So I'm going to tell you to do this at home. If you buy a bottle of this, I mean, there's only 221 left out there. I've got the last one there. But I've already tasted this. I have a few preconceived notions of what I'm going into, but I'm going to let you kind of figure out what you do as well. So if you have a bottle, cheers. I use my Yeti cup. I am drinking on the rocks. By the way, best ice in the world. Opal Ice Maker. I think GE makes it now. Horribly expensive, but very, very good ice. Got it when it was on First Build, which was this cool site. Regardless, short story long there. So I'm going to pour some of the bourbon. Okay. So, right away, if you smell that or the bottle, it's oak central. You got a lot of that caramel, brown sugar, molassesy kind of smell. But overall, you got oak. That's what you're tasting here. So if oak is not your profile, find a new bottle. That's not what you're going to want to drink. So I'm going to open up just a hair here, shake it around in my ice. Smell it again. I still smell heavy oak and vanilla. That's where I'm getting it at. I mean, the bottle told me that I'm looking at pepper, leather, and pleasant dry oak, cinnamon, cherry, and spicy cinnamon. So my brain immediately goes Fireball. Like, I'm going to be drinking Fireball? No, that's not what I'm getting from this. So let's give it a try. Okay, so that's the initial taste. Let's give the initial review. Number one, I think it tastes, I don't know even how to describe this. You like lick leather coats, chew on leather. I think it tastes like leather smells. It's a good way to describe it. At the start, and then I think you get this nice little bright cherry, kind of like you're eating a Bing cherry, or almost Luxardo-y. I don't know if that's a good way to describe it either, but I'm going to go with it. You definitely have an alcohol burn, but it's kind of smooth at the end. And then I think the overwhelming flavor here is oak. My tongue tastes like I licked a tree. I'm not sure that's the best way to describe a bourbon. It tastes delicious, but it kind of does taste like I maybe licked that tree you see in the background there. So let's try it again. Yeah, I'm gonna probably side. I can taste some of the cinnamon. I think there is that kind of flavor there. I think I get a little vanilla. Getting a lot of cherry in the middle. I could see maybe some of that leather and tobacco flair that was mentioned. I still think that first part tastes like I licked a coat. And then I got like that bright cherry, and then I get the kind of really robust oak at the end. So overall, would I get this bottle again? Well, when I read Double Oaked, I'm expecting an oak bomb. This shouldn't be a surprise at all. I'm one, in my flavor profiles, I tend to like oaky, vanilla, caramel, butterscotch, that kind of cherry flair. That's my ballpark. So if you're listening or thinking about enjoying some of this stuff, that's what I enjoy. So you're probably going to find a lot of stuff in that ballpark for me. Would I get this again? Yes. Do I know what the price point is? I have no idea. Most of these Hugh Hamers are about 50, 60 bucks. I think, honestly, for the price point, this is probably a bigger oak bomb than most bourbons that I would get. This reminds me a little bit of Old Crow Distillery OCD number 5 from Glens Creek. It reminds me a little bit of Woodford Double Oaked, but more cherry forward on that. And I think this has a little bit more oak overall. It tastes like you would smell that barrel at a distillery. If you put your head in there and take away like the smoky flair, I think that's what you would get. So I think overall, I'd buy it again, yes. Rating, if I go on 10 stars, this is probably going to be about a 6, 6.5. I'm not going to say this is the best bourbon I've ever had in my life. It's up there, it's good. I mean, I would definitely get another bottle of it, but I think it's very oaky. So if oaky is what you're looking for, top pick. If I'm rating against every other bottle that I have ever tasted, this isn't up there. It's a little bit more barrel flavored than anything else. I think I'm missing some of the corny or the spice or some of the other flavors you get. It's a little bit harsh. I think as I let the ice kind of melt here, I'm going to get a more mellow flair. I think being up that high of proof is very nice when I'm putting it on the rocks. Drinking it straight would have been, whew, in my opinion, a little bit toasty. I mean, it's almost at that 60% mark. I think it's very, very good. I'm just not sure if I would sit here. If this bottle was 60 bucks, I think I can find a little bit better at that price point. I think this is a sipper. I think this is one you take a little bit of when you're really craving that oak and vanilla flavor. I think after that, sit it on the shelf, maybe find another one. Don't get me wrong, Crown. This is the second barrel pick I've had from you, and you guys hit my profile. The Buffalo Trace single barrel that I got from you guys. This one. You're talking to me just as a non-biased party, this is up there on my list because I like the oak. If I'm being biased and I'm trying to compare overall, I think there is a little bit better for the generic or the average person bourbons out there. This is going to be a very special profile that you're going to have. It's going to be oak forward. So overall take 6, 6.5. Personal take with my profile, I'm probably in the 8, 8.5 range out of 10 stars or 10 glasses. But I hope that was a good description. It's very nice, dark color here. You can see that. Found it, Crown Liquor again. So that's where we're going to be at here. That's in the Indianapolis area. And West Fork is there too. So we're drinking as local as you can get. Again, this is Chris Wilkie with Bourbon Master in the Indiana Barrel Pick Club. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and please leave some comments or some questions. I'll be happy to answer it, but this is one of my first go-rounds, so I know it may have been a little clunky. It'll get better, I promise, as we go. But welcome to the Bourbon Reviews. Thanks.